So what fellow Americans did was start a massive creative roster of talent and then used our own best learnings. We're all politicos, we're all Obama and Hillary alums. We gamed out what we assumed the biggest issues would be, but largely we wanted to leave this process open to the creative.
So instead of relying on traditional engagement metrics like from Facebook or Instagram or YouTube and just saying, okay, here's a signal that says this thing is good, let's put money behind it, or let's try to get this out further, we paired those signals with the signals that Civis was able to provide us, and basically tried to put as much persuasive content out in the world as possible. Over the course of the year, we ended up running 500 plus tests and testing hundreds of messages. I think one of the strongest learnings that we developed over time, again, with Civis's help along the way, was that measuring just the immediate outcomes was not enough. Just saying, are you more likely to vote? Are you going to vote for the candidate or the policy that we are talking about? Are you going to wear a mask if we're talking about COVID? That was important, but it has to be in concert with longer term measures like the two that we really focused on a lot were social and institutional trust. There's not a strong relationship between preventative behavior like mask wearing, distancing, testing, and readiness or enthusiasm for the vaccine. So that was kind of counterintuitive to us, and is one among many counterintuitive learnings that we've had to kind of learn over the course of the year.
And so we went to organizations and we said, run our ads against yours, and if ours do better, put money behind them. And they did, which was really incredible. House Majority PAC ran our ads, and they were some of the top performing in the country. So we filmed multiple different endings based on what we thought would be good results. Then we got those ads together, sent them to our friends at Civis who tested them, and then we would look at an evaluation of that data. What tested better, what didn't. It's always surprising because it's never the ad you think it's going to be. As Jess referred back to the Hive video, you always think it's going to be a different ad. But then we would beta test. So as much as you can rely on data testing, you want to beta test. So we would then run a small sample of what Civis had suggested was our best ad in our Facebook groups when we could, before Facebook put on some of their rules and regulations, and we would see the response to that. And I will say that every time Civis was correct, that those were the responses we were getting. More and more donors want to see the data behind that, and that is actually fantastic. I think we're in a really positive place. Before, donors just wanted to fund firms they knew, right? So there's certain firms out there that you fund them because you know they do good ads. I don't think that is strategic or effective because we don't know if they do good ads, right? Like, lots of people are trying for new things, so we should be just looking at the data, and donors should be looking at the data. And so we will use Civis slides every time to say, look, this is what's happened, here's what's going on. And we're able to fundraise both online and offline. And we spent about $11 million on this cycle, fundraised completely by us. And that's, that's a big deal.
We could see the impact of the advertisements and of the research real time, which was important for us, precisely because everyone was doing research super quickly about an election that was going to happen within a couple of weeks, and because there was very little information about us